Hello. I guess I just fixed it. Yeah, so what was going on, and I just didn't notice, was my TX6 yesterday. Had disconnected it and switched it to the 12 in, 12 out mode so I could record into my TP7 doing multi-track, and I didn't realize that for the TX6, uh, I just wasn't paying attention. I got it right now set into a two-channel mode. So basically, I had to trust that OBS would do the right thing, switching over from 12 channel to two-channel. But anyway, hello. I've been saying Happy New Year to everybody, and just didn't realize it wasn't working. Usually, when I'll do my like mic check and stuff, I'll check it. But I guess I just checked that the MPC sounds were working. So. Anyway, welcome, Colonel Panic, Cy, and Richard. I am apparently now broadcasting fully. Just have to. I need to put like a little checklist in front of me of stuff to make sure I check before I go on stream. So I've been yapping away at myself, and nobody else could hear me. Maybe somebody can do some lip reading. So yeah, I was just what had been saying that you couldn't hear me. I was like, maybe I'll add one plugin and maybe like try some strings or something. I think a choir is too much. With the mid and high keys, I don't know, like bells fit in here. Kind of like vinyl pushing this way back in the mix. I don't know, we're going chords, maybe. We'll try. Well, Colonel, also thank you for pointing out that my mic wasn't working. Just to get these, it's great when it works, but there's so many little tiny moving parts to get everything working. I assume this is why people hire staff to take care of these things for them, but I don't make any money doing this. Or, I mean, there's like ad revenue and a couple other things, but it doesn't cover the cost of actually doing it. So I'm just doing it for fun. Where are we going with this? Let's solo it. I want it to be... Maybe we need a filter. And I could probably go use the Flavor Pro for this, but let's go bandpass. This might be way too quiet now. It's close to where I want it in the mix. Even that's too loud. Right around there, maybe? Is there anything fun to do with... What's the... Oh, the multi-bank filter? I haven't really used this yet. Play around with this actually and figure out a little bit more how it works or what it's doing. I mean, I can kind of guess from looking at it, but all right, let's start looking at mix. Actually, no, I should probably consider exploding or otherwise breaking up the drum track so we can have some different sections. Probably rename this so it's easier to see what it is. All right. Just name this high keys, I guess. Mid keys. Bass. And let's take a look. So we definitely got drum and snare. Some like hats percussion. Could have sworn I dropped a crash in there, but maybe that's just it, right? So we'll just go start doing a there are oh yeah, I mean I have the studio string plugin. If you want we can switch it out and we can switch it over. I'm just using the default retro string. So let's peel off all of the filter and everything else. And we can do a side by side. Actually, I should just duplicate the track. That'd be easier, right? Let's see. We want to duplicate track with events. There we go. Okay. So just to do this, I'm going to turn these off first. Let's go. We'll put in studio strings. I've got studio strings. Let's go solo. Takes a little while sometimes to load the samples in. Let's see, do we want dynamic, orchestral, chamber? I think the dynamic's the default one. Smooth is not bad. Dark-ish might be good. This has too much reverb, I think, for this. But Colonel, let's give it a try. Let's drop in. We'll start putting the effects back in. So, let's do a side-by-side comparison. I'd say there's like a bit more, like vibrato on this. Whereas I'd say that this is definitely more of a smooth transition. I know, like, we're comparing it because I've got like it heavily affected, so I probably would have made different decisions on the effects. I don't know. You tell me, which one do you prefer? You want to keep going? We can keep digging into the studio strings. Let's mute this. Turn solo off. I feel like it's a little bit more it's got a little bit more high end, which could be good. I'd have to go through it, like actually mix this a bit better. But yeah, it's the Mellotron definitely accentuates certain frequencies for sure. It was like an easy one that I knew like I could get to kind of cut through differently. Like this, the other one here with the studio strings using Sirius. I don't know, it's smoother. It's probably got more, like some more reverb on it and stuff. I mean, the Mellotron's trying to simulate playing a tape and doesn't necessarily have like the reverb and other stuff on it either. So you could certainly smear Mellotron by putting a reverb on it, but I don't know, let's just stick with it. And if you want me to change up and you want to go over any of the other presets in here, let me know. Happy to kick them around. All right, back to this. So I gotta go. I don't want to explode. I want to duplicate track with events. Yeah, and I don't know, like I was trying to get something kind of laid back. I mean, I did some decisions here in Filter Bank where I just caused it to knock it up a little bit more into the mix, but I don't know, I kind of want it pushed back, I think, anyway. It's always good to do an A-B comparison of this stuff, so. All right, we're gonna duplicate the track with events. It's gonna make it louder for a second, as I have to go now. I'm gonna make this first track kick. And let's go in and delete everything else but the kick. So erase, do it. All right, now we just have kicks. One thing I have not figured out, and maybe one of you guys has, I can go track plus or minus here pretty quick, but if I'm in grid view, I don't know how you switch to another track. Maybe you can't. Nothing hidden under shift. Because that's always been one that I'm like, I don't know what to, as I move to 3, I'm like, I don't quite know what to do here. All right, we're going to duplicate this again, but without the kick, so I don't have to delete it this time. We'll go duplicate with events. Go back and rename this to snare. Boink. Close. That's the snare. So erase all the other stuff. Do it. Get to next track. So let's solo for a second. We got to get rid of those snares. I did not do that yet. Actually, I probably... Okay, I don't want Flavor Pro on this. It's making this track way too noisy. I think. Let's turn vinyl off. We'll leave the rest. Let's go back and let's go to mute and mute all the main audio. So I gotta decide what, I guess I don't mind the noise on one of the tracks, but I just am concerned it's going to be way too much having it on all three. Let's turn vinyl off here. So it just comes in with the kicks. It's like there, but not crazy. I don't know, let's try and mix this. Okay, I'm gonna mix everything down to 9 dB. I'm just going to kind of do it visually and by ear. Get the snares way down. All right, hats. I think we can push that down. Well, wait until I mix this a little bit more, because like a lot of these elements are way too loud, and then it'll be easier to kind of make a decision and just kind of EQ and stuff around. And don't forget, I have like a stack of effects. I think we can push the bass a little bit higher. Keys need to come way down. Probably push those there. Now we get more actual headroom I can play with. All right, let's now switch to the other strings. They're close. I mean, it's possible that it makes do both. Maybe they both need to be together. It does kind of... They do complement each other a bit. It does give you like an alternative too, like you could transition to a different one, get a slightly different sound without too much hassle. I mean, it's just a mute away. Like, All right, we're gonna do some click checks. Seems fine. All right, that sounds a little weird. All right, that's better. There's another woofing one in there. Oh, I'm on the wrong track. That one's probably the worst. All right. Seems better. Might be on the... Well, we gotta undo everything I just did there. Because I was on the wrong track. Undo solo track. Okay, we're back to mute. I'm gonna be on the bass track. Because I don't want to have to go in and fade out all of these. And we're getting like some weird popping that I can only hide so much with like a simple envelope. Well, that's helping quite a bit. All right. We're just get like some like radio or vinyl clicks. That's fine. I think there's another one that's just gonna have a little bit more pops in it just because of the effect chain. This gets a weird knocking in it. I can hear it on like some of them, but it's so low I'm not going to worry about it, I don't think. might be worth doing an A and a B progression for the keys, the mid keys and the high keys, just to change it a little bit. So let's go. Might leave. I think I'm going to leave the bass, but let's go duplicate the track. We'll go call this A and call the next one B. Then we'll do the same for the high keys here. Get an A, duplicate, and A-1, weird. But I get what, I guess it's just appending the, I forget, it just appends a dash on it all the time. All right, so we're gonna go back to mutes. There's two ways I could approach this. One would be just completely redo or do some different patterns, which is one way, which is fine. The other would be I could pull, like I could kind of split the mid keys A in half, take some of those notes out and put it in A and B. That way we can mix between and get more combinations. I don't know, let's just start with, we'll mute the A's and the A tracks and see. It could just be go half speed or something. I don't know, let's try it. That one's just sounds too low, I think. And that note is late by a little bit. Let's fix that. Transpose up. Maybe that should be the last one going in. Peel back to here. Make sure this shouldn't be either before or after. Maybe. I don't know, like that half step, it sounds off in kind of a cool way. guess I gotta decide, do I want any more drum patterns? Hats might be worth making an extra pattern for. It's gonna do a dash, isn't it? I should have done -1. Duplicate track. Yeah. Maybe it's this one's better. So this, like, kick and crash. You redacted your message, Colonel. I think you were saying something about changing up the strings. I mean, it's possible instead of doing the chords, just drop and do a single note or something. I wasn't quite sure what you were saying. Oh, you weren't talking about the strings. The third chord, you're saying, if I go back, I don't remember which chord I was playing as the third one. This might have been the third one. We can certainly make we can give it a try. Let me finish renaming these. We'll do an A and a B for both of them and see how it goes. All right. And we'll see if I know what I'm talking. What? Oh, I'm going to duplicate, not without event, with event. Tongue-tied. Erase, since I didn't want to do that. I think that's what I did. Oh, this would be the third chord. Let's mute all this stuff. Get out of the way. Mute, mute, mute. We'll mute that for now. What am I doing? Doing it wrong. Undo. Go to B. Or I thought I renamed this. B. Oh no, man, it's not annoying. I don't know that I can carry over a full 4 bars with that, but we're going to find out. Because, I mean, to peel it back, it may work. Copy. We'll do a duplicate on this. Duplicate track. I think there's something weird with my touchscreen here. I don't know why. Like sometimes stuff just pops up. Or earlier when it was moving around. Go B, do it. The other thing is maybe it would be knock that up, transpose it up like an octave. Might be, or I don't think it's going to work going down, but let's go mute. Oops, I want to do. So we got no bass here right now. Like it's possible maybe we could knock them down. Let me, I'm just going to use transpose to do it quick instead of doing it the longer way. Strings there. Go down. We could do, maybe it's a, I don't know. Not feeling it. I think the problem was going down an octave. I have mixed it. I've mixed it as if it's a high-end sound. It probably would need to increase the audio. I think it works. Let's goof around now. We'll go duplicate, copy sequence to, what's an intro sound like here? Intro is probably no drums. I mean, maybe we'll end up having a duplicate here. I'm not saying scrap your idea. Like, I mean, I took it and just tweaked it a little bit, I think, if I understood it. Maybe we just start with the strings and do we go light on the, do the B key, the high keys B or A? Maybe we'll start there. We'll copy the sequence to a, I don't know, build A, whatever. I'm not going to overthink naming this. I'll be here forever. And I'm going to try and go for maybe another 30 minutes. We'll see if we can get something together. Hats. And I'm on the wrong track. What the heck am I doing? I didn't copy. Okay. Let's go. I'm doing everything wrong here. Back to there. Main. Copy sequence. Build. A. Do it. There we go. Kicks and hats. We might end up unmuting it earlier. for some, like the kicks or the hats leading in, but I'll worry about some of that automation after. Not enough memory to duplicate. Man, I guess I've memory's at 85%. Is that just from the studio strings? Because what in the world? Oh, I duplicated it, and now this is one of the things to drive me batty about the MPC 3 firmware is, yeah, 2 tracks can go nuts. We're not even, I probably would want to, if I care, I would probably resample this stuff and get rid of those tracks. I wonder if that's why the window popped up. It was trying to show me my memory was toast. But I'm going to just do this as a quick turnaround. Let's go into, we'll go main A. We're going to get to the point for this track, whatever that point is. Let's go bass and snares. We'll bridge over to, I know this probably isn't really a bridge, but I don't know. I'm not going to worry about naming too much. We're not sweating it. We're going to add in keys. We'll add in the B keys. From here, oh, we should probably also add in the other strings. Well, then probably a good time for a drop. Drop A. Do it. What are we losing? We'll keep the snare. We should lose keys B. Maybe we just switch over to the mellotron strings here. We'll go to build B. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for the interface. All right. For this middle section, this is maybe where we're going to switch to the B. Just the sustained. Let's switch over there. Instead of this, let's go hats. And then we'll go in for the main chunk, main B. Doink, do it. Then we'll bring in these two. Then, I don't know whether this would be like the move to like a chorus or something. I'm just going to keep with the goofy bridge naming convention. Bridge B. We'll go mute. What are we? Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe we can bridge over. We'll keep the high keys out. Then we'll bring the. No, just did that all crazy. What the heck? Take that out. Then we move. Take that out. B. Bridge A. We want to switch these over. Okay. So we'll go switch to mid A. Then for bridge B, we'll bring in the high keys A. Let's drop the mellow strings. No, drop the mellow strings. Going the wrong way. I wonder if we should have dropped the bass here as well. We'll try. I'm just going to drop it. We'll see how it sounds. We'll go bridge B. Drop. I don't know. Do we go outro from here or do we do one more variation? Let's go. We'll do one more variation. Copy to drop B. What do we lose? We don't, in the main, I don't have hats and, what am I doing? Build B, then we go in, we'll drop, we'll drop snares. We don't want all the hats going. That would be wrong. Maybe not. It might actually sound fine. Drop B. We'll keep some strings going. Drop mids. Drop bass. That might be too much of a drop, but let's try it. That was weird. The interface caught up after. I want to see if it does that again. We might be using too much memory. It might be having a hard time keeping up. I feel like I probably should go to song mode and add some stuff in just so I can listen to it as a go doink, 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 doink. See how this goes. We might need an alternate version of the bass, or, I mean, when I export it out, I can go edit it. Because that, like, at the end of the bass sounds a little weird. I think we're getting this noise because I think there's just too much stuff in the memory. I gotta decide where to go from here. Could be just do, I'm gonna just cheat here. We'll go back to drop. Maybe it's just go build A and then we'll make the intro the outro for the moment. What in the world? Why are we having all kinds of stuff playing for the intro track now? I have seen this happen where... Oh, is it because I had overdub started? We got to undo like a ton of stuff here. I don't know. Like this is what happened when I was trying to do the DiBiase stuff. It like just hosed all of my tracks. I don't know why it did that. But all the track mutes are now messed up. Yep. I don't know why that's... Why did it do that? Because this just makes like for a super terrible experience if you're trying to actually finish something. I think I had like all of this. This is so annoying. Dun dun dun. I think it was this. This is why, folks that are out there still, you should save. Actually, speaking of saving often, I should probably save now before I have things go off the wall. Yeah, there's things that have changed. There's things that I would prefer to work the way that they used to, but I don't know. I'm just trying to like get myself used to it. Oh man, I gotta make a 2025 folder. And we'll go name this 01, 02. It's called Jam 02. I don't know. I don't have a name for it yet. But this is going to be fun to go fix all this. I don't know that I have to bounce it. Like I shouldn't have to. Like it should remember all the track settings. Let me make sure I've got this set. Track mutes per sequence is correct. Track mute events write automation. Cool. Like we're not doing any of that yet. Track mute and solo events are undoable. And use track colors. Sure. Like there's no reason it should have just nuked all of my mute settings. I don't know why it did that. Like, especially with doing the undos, it should have unwound it, but here we are. So I'm going to go back through and see if we can get this to happen again. I'm going to assume, let's assume that's close to what it should be. That's probably not. I don't think that was what was there either. So we had bridge B, then I think I just had named that last one drop B, and then was going to figure out what to do from there. If this happens again, I will pull my hair out. Yeah, I got you about the RAM shortage, but I mean we're at 86%. It shouldn't be like terrible. But I may have to just take and write those out to the looper or out to an audio track. Either's fine, but yeah, this is super fun when you go do all that work and then it decides to eat it. All right, we're gonna go here. I think I had undone hats. Maybe bass. I thought the bass came after. Let's say maybe there. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at the patterns to figure out what the heck to undo here. Let's go hats away. We would want to mute there. That might work. I don't know. Let's make sure we've gotten this far. I'm just going to go save again. It's not even writing the names on it anymore. It's definitely getting weird. So, this is one of the reasons why I kind of like doing the track a day. It just forces me to plow through and figure out what some of these problems are and figure out how I'm going to change my workflow when I go do this tomorrow. Go back to mute. And kind of see, I don't know, that's like kind of a lot of a change there, but maybe it's fine. What are we keeping when we drop over hats? Probably drop the bass. I think this is actually where I'd switched over to the other. That should definitely have both mellotron strings going. Bridge A, drop. Keep the strings. B. Keep those. Get rid of the hats. Keep the snare going. From here, build. We'll go to here. Keep kicks, obviously. Maybe we go full, then we'll drop back out. Let's just mute everything again. We've had enough of the single note here, so go back to the original style strings. No, we're going to go here, mid A, switch hats. All right. In case it's song mode that is nuking everything, let's save the project again. Let's go into song mode. We will attempt to rebuild this. Oops, undo. Get out of, I don't want any of this. We don't want to overdub. Save. And I know if anybody's watching this and it looks like I'm being super fiddly, I am, but I'm trying to make sure we don't nuke everything again. Okay, it all looks good. Let's try. The thing is, I used to do full songs in MPC firmware in like 30 to 40 minutes. I'm now in the, I don't quite know how all of this stuff lines up at the moment, so I'm trying to be we're mindful of saving more frequently at the moment. Yeah, I think we had some better transitions before. I didn't get it quite right. I think I'm going to have to write some of this stuff out to tracks or loops, because this thing, the interface is just dying. It can't handle it. Oh, there was something supposed to be playing on drop B. Let's go back. I want to go mute. Okay, we seem to have not lost everything, at least. It didn't play drop B, though. Okay. Let's go write this stuff out to the looper. Coming over to the very first sequence just so I can mute everything except for what I want to have. We're going to go here. We'll go menu, pop over. Oh, hit. I do this all the time. I want to hit the pad here instead of that. All right. We need input source, resample LNR, record. Yeah, I'm forcing myself to use firmware 3. Although I keep eyeing the MPC 1000 over here, and I'm like, some of this stuff would be much easier because you don't have as many choices and options. So I don't know. Let's do 8 bars in case the starting doesn't sound quite right. Thought I just had it recorded, but okay. Okay, now we have our fun phasing. Yeah, I think it's like, it's in that space where I just like, I went through I got it, and I was like, oh, there's like so many cool little things here because I wasn't trying to do a full track on it, and I was like, I love this thing. And then like as soon as I started trying to do it, I'm like, I should just go back to firmware 2. I'm now in the mental space of I need to push through and just do like some daily tracks and figure out how to get my workflow readjusted around this, which it's a pain because I had my 2.0, 2.x firmware going, but mellow string A, we're going to say do it. I'm not going to send it to a track. We just want to go keep. All right. Clear. We're going to go back to mute, mute, unmute. We're going to go back to the looper. Actually, you know what? To see if this should help free up memory. So I'm just going to come here and let's change this to none. We're getting rid of the Mellotron track. Let's go back to menu. The memory is still at 86%. There's no way that this should be that high. But it could be that that string library might be what's really killing us. It might be the studio strings. This also makes me think that either one of two things will happen for me eventually. Based on how I usually work, I'm using like 40 seconds of sample time. So like memory's never been an issue. I usually use the synths, not the sample libraries. So this might actually be why I upgrade to a new MPC or send this out to get the 4 gig memory upgrade. I have been kind of looking at the memory upgrade going like, yeah, it's neat that you can do it, but I don't need it. And now I'm doing this. I'm like, this is brutal. So I will blame Colonel Panic first because he's the one that said I should. He was mentioning studio strings. I'm just kidding, Colonel. Yeah, I don't know that it really will lag. I mean, obviously it's lagging right now because memory's a problem, but this should clear up once we get this kind of resolved. So we're going to go keep. We'll get all this stuff assigned out in a minute. Okay, cleared. I'm just, sorry, I'm trying to talk through like what I'm doing and think through what I'm trying to do here. Go mute. So we're going to go mute this, unmute that. We can also assign this back to none. This is one reason why I will, if anybody's watched me before, when I put track names, especially in firmware 3, I have been trying to put in like whatever the plugin name is or something so I can remember to come back and know what I'm going to be setting this up with. So you get the MPC 1 Plus? Nice. My brother-in-law's got the MPC 1 and he's kind of in the like, should I upgrade or not? Okay, we lost 1%. We got 1% of our memory back from getting rid of the Mellotron. Getting rid of the studio strings should be where we really get this back. So, I got to clear this first. Record. What I probably also should have done is disabled all of the effects because now I've baked the effects in. So if I want to do effect automation, it's kind of too late, but it is what it is. I'm kind of over time here for what I was trying to do. This is studio string A. Like, I'll see if I can go like another half hour. Studio string A. Keep it. Clear. Main. We're going to stop. Move over to studio strings. Yes, I know. Plugin failed to load correctly. Awesome. None. Let's go check. Well, we're down to 51% memory usage. It might be some of... My guess is it's that I'm usually not paying attention to memory. It's probably some of the effects that we're grabbing that are... Because I'm expecting that to go down to like 25% afterwards, and I'm not using that. I don't think I'm using that much memory for this. But let's mute it, even though there's nothing on the track. We're going to come in, unmute this, menu, looper, record. We'll just get it. Well, how deep have you fallen into the beat making rabbit hole? Do you just have the MPC 1 or have you picked up a lot of other gear? I actually usually don't use the audio tracks. I should because they have some other benefits. But there used to be some bugs in firmware 2 that were super annoying, and I don't know if they exist on firmware 3. So I'm just using the looper because I know it's much easier to just take these clips. I can put them into a drum kit, and it's not a big deal. All right, let's go see where our memory's at. None. And we're now at 16%. So studio strings is using 34%-ish of our memory per instance. That's pretty nuts. See, having two MPCs is also the way to go. I mean, I've got my MPC 1000 sitting up on top of my stack of Akai samplers. Um, Colonel, you're not the problem. It's probably me. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm just going to make a bunch of drum tracks. We're going to go studio. No, let's start with mellow. And we're going to mellow string a. I'm just going to call it loop because all I'm going to do is I'm just going to load, even though it's kind of a waste of a drum track, but this way I can hopefully pretty quickly visually grab stuff we want here. Okay, got this loaded. Back to track edit. I need to go to from one shot. I want this to, the reason why I don't want it to be one shot is when I hit it, this is going to play. I just recorded this as an 8-bar loop. So I need to switch it to note on from one shot. And what I'm going to do is just have it sustain the note in this track. Should be easy enough. This is the long way to do it too. Like, I could go edit it. So, okay, it's close enough. What I can then do, I just know I have a 4-bar note here. So, next up, I need to go... yeah, I'm just going to keep doing it this way. I was just thinking there might be a better way to do this, but I'm just going to do this way. Mellow, string, B, loop. No sense changing what I'm thinking of doing. No sense changing it up. B loop. Okay. Start off at the beginning, shift, paste. So now I can mute between the two. We only need 2 more of these. So we're going to go drum, studio, string. And I would be copying these and doing other things to make this much faster. A loop. But I'm going to do like what I've just done. I'm going to do it a few more times and be done with it. Okay, shift, paste, get that. Next, drum, studio, string, B, loop, close, browse, drag, come in, shift, paste. Okay. Now what I can do is go to all of my sequences. If I go check my, oh man, we're off the page. Okay. Intro. We're going to have all these are going to be, that one should be unmuted. Actually, we can leave this unmuted because there's nothing to send it to anyway. Got to mute this. Then dun. Leave that unmuted. We unmuted mellow strings B. No, that doesn't sound right. B and A. Well, that's probably why it sounds wrong. Is that one should have not been B. It should have been A. Oh, no. Back to intro. Okay, A and A. That's muted. This one needs to be... I'm sorry, guys. Like, I know this is like super boring to, to watch. I'm just trying to get my mental bearings here. A. Got it. A. Page 2. We got to mute this one. Back to page 1. Mellow strings A. Mellow strings A. A. This one needs to be muted. Mute. We were playing A and B for some reason. I don't know. I've made such a huge mess here. A and A. Do. And mute on here. Mute. Mute. Go back to here. Strings B. Mute, mute. Okay. Mute, mute, mute. Strings B. And strings B. Okay, this is where we actually want those enabled. Strings B, strings B. Strings A, mutes, mellow, mellow. Strings B, strings B. Okay. I think we're getting there. Strings A, strings A, strings B, strings B. I don't, Dirty Eddie, I don't know if there's a quick command to tell it outside the looper menu to record. It's possible. I haven't kept up on some of that stuff. Drop B, okay. Strings B is muted here. All right, let's just see. Okay, first, before we blow up again, let's save project as. I'm going to call it 2-2, save. I would say that the MPC, the older MPCs actually still don't feel that bad to work with in my mind, but it gets weird. So we've lost strings from playing. So I got to figure out what's wrong with the intro. Let's go back to mute. Studio strings A. The studio strings A loop isn't starting. I don't have the note to start it. We need to go through all of those to make sure we did that. Oh no. Every single one of these. Okay, the reason why I'm taking the big sigh, every single one of these needs to have the note added to all of the tracks. This is such a pain in the butt now. Shift, paste. So I'm gonna, and because I don't know how to change tracks quickly from this view, like, I don't know. I don't think I can do this way, but you can see here, I'll just go shift set, like, okay, shift paste. I'm going to have to keep going back here and visually see where all these are. So you would want to do this work before you start the process of doing the looper and recording it out. So if you're going to do your different sets, I don't know, I should stop complaining, but this is super fiddly to do because I have a whole bunch of tracks here that I have to do this to now. So I have to go through every single, to do this, for what I just did, to get I have to go through all these looper tracks, man. Shift, paste. Shift, paste. This is the most terrible part of it so far. Yes, this was that loud sigh was me just realizing what I need to do to make this happen. And I said I had 30 minutes, but now I'm just wasting it trying to repair this because the Studio Strings uses too much memory. This is, I guess technically I don't need to do every single one of these, but to keep my sanity so I can use the mute to see what the heck is going on, I got to do it. I wouldn't take this as necessarily the worst thing. It's probably why you would want to consider writing out to audio tracks, but they're going to have the same problem because each sequence has its own audio track. I don't know. I'm going to have to spend some time thinking about this. Just turn my brain off and do this real quick. I at least know mechanically what I need to do to solve this problem. No, wrong one. Got to change to the next sequence. Shift, paste, menu. Nope, got to move down now. Actually, maybe I should start using the track buttons. Probably be a little bit saner. And I know I'm pasting into muted tracks, but if I end up wanting to come back and undo what I just did, or have like a different section, have a different audio track to it, or different audio track, then this is basically what I need to do. I know I just said don't do that. I just did it. Yeah, well, I don't know that you wouldn't, if you were to render down on the MPC 1000, I don't know that you could I would do this differently for sure anyway. So I guess I'll say point somewhat taken there, Colonel, but yeah, like this is like super fiddly, which is why it's going to be very error prone. I'm going to go save this again because I don't trust that it isn't going to eat something that I've done. Let's go back to song mode. Okay, got it playing now. I don't know if you ever saw it, Colonel. JJ did do a Windows app that was using the JJOS framework on the. That was weird. That was a weird transition. JJOS was doing a framework that ran a Windows app that was basically the MPC 1000, MPC 2.5 K. And abandoned it. Yeah, this is all out working the same way I had it. Yeah, the live you can just keep throwing effects on it and you don't have to worry about resampling or anything. Except for obviously when you use the studio strings. I don't know why I was still playing there. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and we're just gonna play through here. I gotta listen to these and see what the heck it did that I didn't like. I think the intro's fine. It's a little quiet. I think these new string tracks are just... the volume's a little off. that might be too much of a change. We're going... That's where we're adding the base in and everything else. You have to check which one out. Build a... I think... Let's bring the hats in so it's not quite... Or snares in so it's not quite so much going on. Build a... Maybe shouldn't... Maybe we don't want to add in those strings until here. Leave them here. Let's go back. Okay. That's not as aggressive as a transition. I feel like removing from the bridge, taking that out probably was a bad call. Probably should stick with the same keys. We add in the hats. We got like pretty much everything going. That's going to be a huge drop. That's too much. We'll try it. I'll go with it if we keep the hats, switch the hats. We need something else going. We can switch to the other mid and high keys, maybe. That seems less offensive. That is definitely not a build. If we're okay, maybe we drop the snares. Try one more time, because I need to figure out how to get back into doing a build-up. I think we get rid of all of that. I think we get rid of that. Maybe all percussion's gone. Build, bring in kicks and snare. Let's see. There's not enough going on to... We got to keep the keys going. I think we need the bass too. We need the bass back. Can we do without the kicks? All right, from here, I suspect the bridge is going to be a mess. Well, it can't be a bridge if we're dropping stuff out. Maybe we switch over, drop A, build B. I think we take these out, leave them out, and then they come in on the bridge. And we're on the wrong Mellotron strings. We need strings A here still. There we go. I think that like works better to keep it with a sustain note. The kernel panic sustain note. I think here we can switch over to the other hats. Actually, we should go build B, no hats. We should keep them straight and then switch them here and leave them straight here on the drop. Okay. I think we're close. Understand why this is playing nothing. I must have something really weird. Well, I guess I gotta go back through the drop. Gonna have to paste all these back in. Apparently I thought I did it here, but apparently not. Track, paste, track, paste, paste. Okay, what do we... I would be expecting hats to be playing. What's up with our hat track? For some reason, we have no hats. At this point, it's probably easier for me to delete this track and let's go mute. So do. And there shouldn't be anything there. So 3 and 2. Okay. We're going to delete sequence, clear it, clear. We'll go back here, copy sequence to drop B, drop B, do it. Okay, mute. All right, let's go save project. Menu, let's try from the start. That was weird. I could hear a kick, so I don't know if there might be just something weird in the system. can hear there's like a little bit of a scratch when it cuts over. I probably need some envelope on. It's probably those loop tracks that aren't quite cutting over correctly. All right, we need at the end, I don't know, I'm gonna call it here as, let's just drop in from drop B, go drop A to build A to intro. We'll make it a fake outro. It's not how I'd usually quite do it, but I can't, I don't have much more time I could do this for. See how well it works. If I at least don't hate it, it will be where the track ends up for today. What I was hoping to do is have the time to render this out as a new sequence. And then, I can't do that? I thought you used to be able to move it, but oh well. Yeah, I was hoping to have the time to render it out as a new sequence. Could do some extra filter automation and stuff, but I had to call it a day. It's the pain of the daily track. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. That's the important part. I gotta go get the, in future videos, I'll have to figure out how to get the Yorgos. Why is it? Oh my gosh. What in the world is going on here? Now the intro has a completely different set. Oh, I'm glad I keep saving this. If any of you think this is making you mental watching, imagine... All right, we're going to create a new file. I'm sure Akai doesn't watch anything I do, but if they were watching this, they should be taking notes. This is super mental for how to work. Oh my gosh, mute. What did we have to begin with? Okay, we must have had studio string A and high B. Yeah, I'm just not that interesting of a streamer for them. I don't even consider myself a streamer, really. Oh, and we still have that should be muted. Okay. Because, like, all this stuff should work. Main A, why is it... Oh my god. Okay, I'm not swearing, but it ate all of my mute settings. Why would it do this to me? Other than it hates me. Good morning, Rustic. Well, I would say, Colonel, this is probably why I should be having or anybody else out there, this is why I should be just recording the audio as it's coming out, because this is a giant pain in the butt to work with song mode and do all this work, because I have to keep undoing and then redoing all this stuff. It doesn't make a lick of sense why it keeps eating all of my mutes as soon as I play it. Did I... let's go back. Menu, browser. Let's get out of here. I want to go see, before I completely lose my mind. Gotta get up out of here. Projects. I mean, this is the area where I absolutely am like, I don't want to use firmware 3 anymore for finishing stuff. Like, I should probably have just recorded this stuff off as loops into something else, like the SP404 Mark II or something else, because like this is terrible for arranging. It should not be this bad. But if Akai thinks that firmware 3 is ready to release, they are out of their mind. Okay, well, the save number 3 is toast. Back to browser. We'll go to save number 2. Let's see if this is, if it's toast. I will probably just be like, I got stuff I gotta get done for the day anyway. But if it's not too bad, we'll see if we could just get the start to finish done. Tip: go back to firmware 2. If that's your tip, I might agree. Okay. We are back. No, actually what I should do is I might just hook up the TP7 and record this so that I can get out of this nonsense. Because as I said, like, I got like other stuff to do, and this is at least a lot of good notes for. Oh, wrong way. Gotta go into the input. All right, I can at least queue this up. And this would be where, like, I don't know. I used to have the mantra always record, and then you end up with like tons of files that go forever. I think this was actually pretty close to where I wanted the song to be, although I gotta see, like, go to the drop. Let's see what song mode has in it. All right, that seems okay, at least. We've got this. So where the change may be coming in, I'm gonna go insert, went to from drop B to drop A. Then I went to build to intro. Let's go back out. I'm gonna save this as a new file. Save as 4. Save. Yeah, Rustic. It's not a bad idea to just record stuff after the after your chain or whatever. This should work within the MPC, though. Excuse me. All right. Let's arm it to record. We've saved. I'm going to go back into song mode. We've got nothing else going on. I'm going to start recording. What in the world? That is not how. Is it because I've duplicated it? Is that what's nuking us? That will be really disappointing. Okay. Back to mute. Yep. I think maybe song mode cannot have multiple versions of the same sequence in it, which is completely insane to me. But I think that's what's doing it. And because I've hit this problem, this is the problem I hit with the DiBiase Flip Session 17 I was trying to do, and it just ate everything. All right, we're gonna come back. We're gonna load two. I don't want to write over that because that will make me nutty. Is Rustic, you can export loops to your SD card. I don't care to use the app personally for the most part. I mean, like the Roland Cloud stuff is a mountain of stuff that you don't need and is trying to just sell you stuff. I mean, the app, once you get the app, you can uninstall or delete the Roland Cloud. It just won't update. But the app is mostly only nice in a superfluous way in my mind. It lets you have the SP404 Mark II show up as a VST or AU audio unit in your DAW, but you can just route audio to it. So I don't know. This is also, I'm now in the grumpy phase of trying to get this song completed. So don't mind me. I'm just getting irritable. We're going to go drop a 2. Copy that. We'll go back. This is becoming terrible. Copy sequence to drop build A 2. Do it. Now we're going to go all the way, scroll all the way back. And then we're going to go copy sequence to intro 2. So yeah, just know I'm in the grumpy space. I've had enough of firmware 3 kicking me in the pants for, I don't know what, guys. I was probably close to finishing this track an hour ago. Maybe not finishing. I would have gotten a ton of different stuff done from an hour ago, but I've gotten into this madness that I think deserves to have been filmed because people probably wouldn't believe how goofy this gets into. Part of it could be my workflow from firmware 2 and trying to apply it into firmware 3. Some of it's probably mistakes I've made, and a fair bit of this is, I don't know, growing pains for a new firmware coming out. Oh, I want 5. We're going to name it 5. I'm now in the try and remember to save after every step and then check to make sure it hasn't eaten anything. So let's go menu. There's a bug too. There's a play bug when it starts because it's not getting that mute injected fast enough when you're like in the middle of the track. See, that's how it's supposed to sound. Okay. I want to exit out of here. Actually, I'm not going to, we haven't changed anything yet. We just saved. We're going to come back in. I'm afraid that I can't even, if I like do this, is it going to mess up my, okay, I'm going to go into record mode. Drop A2, B2, intro. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm afraid if I just hit insert, it's going to chase its own tail and it's going to wipe out and mess up all of my mutes again. So to go check what the, why is it not, I don't want to overdub. It might be that when it's overdubbing to arranger, that might be what's doing it too. There's probably something weird where it's grabbing stuff. Okay, that looks fine. This all looks fine. Maybe it's not perfect for what I want, but I have to at some point get out of here and call it a day. So we're going to go save. Save. Main. Menu. Song mode. Let's cue this up to record again. We'll go. I don't want it doing that pop at the beginning. It's whatever volume it's at. I could just see on the TP7, I could bump it up. I just want to hear it go through cleanly one time. And I really want to go fix the... I really should fix the loops, because you can hear it a lot of the start. It's got like a little crackle on it. But I don't know that I have it in me to do any more work. I can hear it though, because what it is it's the end of the loop with a sample. It could just need a fade, like a really tight fade out, instead of trying to do release and decays. I mean, it's 4. I could probably just do 4. Let me get one more recording in. I was going to call this track Lazy New Year, but now I think I should just call it Difficult New Year. And I have to say, guys, as painful as this has been, it is not Colonel Panic's fault. I have to say, Colonel Panic, thank you for the suggestion that drove me into trying to find this issue. Nuts. I actually can't go. I could. I'd have to chop these in half and then go do, because I made them 8 bars. Because I was trying to make my life easier. Okay, we're gonna go for it. It's gonna be all 4. We'll do this and then save them as new. Save this as a new project. Because the other problem is if I go edit these, if I edit, it's not your fault, Colonel. If I go edit these, I'm going to edit it for every because of the way it saves these projects that are in the same folder. If I edit the sample, it's editing it for all other projects. And I kind of don't want to do that, as much as I kind of don't mind. We're going to go pads all. Let's put like a... Oh, we're probably muted. I bet you this small change will fix it. So let's go mute. Let's go back. I think I had that set to 26 release, 31, whatever. We're just going to use about the same for all of them. Darn it. There's certain things I'm used to doing in firmware 2 that should still work, but ah, man. Okay, we're gonna have to go port over the settings. Oh, did it switch? Because on this one, I did note on, and I didn't do it for the other ones. Okay. Okay. It should be simple enough. I just got to switch this to note on, which is the right thing to do. Set this to 31. I just forgot to do this for all the other tracks. So we got it 31. We now come over, menu, global, note on, envelope, release of 31. I think this will fix this problem. Global, note on, and 31. Oh, my MPC hasn't crashed yet. I have absolutely had it do that before, but with much simpler things too. So I was actually somewhat surprised it's held in as long as it has. But some of the stuff's just a little frustrating. Okay. Saved. Let's go back and check. Our sequence is fine. Looks good. Let's go. I'm going to crank the volume up higher. I might be able to go full. Let's see if it'll work full volume. We just saved. Let's go to song mode. I'm starting intentionally from play start instead of in the middle, because if I start from here and then do play start, we get that like crunchy sound. I don't know what's making that happen, but hopefully this is my last record. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm not that grumpy. This is just irritating. I can see we're clipping a little bit. I'm afraid we're gonna. Yeah. Okay. We gotta start over. For this, I'm gonna cut it down like 10%, or I could render it out. We'll see. At this point, I feel like I want to get a clean recording. I really need the I really need to get the Yorgos mastering stuff figured out for firmware 3. Yeah, so this is going to be unusable on the TP7. It's clipping like heck. I can tell. So we'll do a render. I think I'll save the files too. I did hear there's a little bit of digital noise distortion. All right, I guess that's as clean as I'm going to get for the moment. I need to, let's see, to wrap this up, back to song mode. We're going to go convert to sequence. We're going to create this as a brand new sequence. Keep that. We now have this big old sequence. Let's go save project as. I will just call it Lazy New Year, like I was thinking of initially, and save that. We'll then render it. So we're going to go save audio mixdown. We'll give the tail like 4 seconds at the end. We're going to go from board 1 to 48. Just outputs 1 and 2, main inserts. We're not going to separate the tracks. We don't need to save as a project preview. And export. I'm going to save it to my SD card. That way I can upload this easier. projects. NT save. I should export it over there too. I'll export the project to my SD card. Then we'll get to see how well this, if it sounds okay. The slow, happy part. While this is going, I'm curious how bad we were digitally clipping on the TP7. Patch bay it in. It's almost halfway done. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I mean, it's not terrible, but I know I could do better than that. Woo! It's hard to tell that there's clipping issues if you play it really fast. I have the wheel knock. It's annoying, and I wrote into Teenage Engineering, and they said, "Oh, that's normal." So, it is it's not terrible. If I hold it upside down and play it, it doesn't have the wheel knock. But if you have it up this way and you play, I wonder what's the easiest way. I'll turn the audio down. Let's see if I can hold it up. You can probably not. You can't even hear it on the. I'm holding up to the microphone. It's not. You can't hear it. It's enough that the internal mic will pick it up. You hear like it's a little dunk, like every couple seconds. It just goes dunk as it kind of. You can watch the platter raise up to the side just a tiny bit. I don't know why it does it because, if I just take and spin it. It's not ever raising up, but if I have it play, I don't know if you might be able to see it here, if I can get the iPhone to focus. Oh. I don't know, it's so subtle. It's really hard to even see it. But you can get up close enough to it. You can hear it and see it. And it's yeah, I mean, you can turn off the platter from spinning, and then you don't have that problem. It just depends on kind of what you want to do. So let's go save the project also to my SD card. Save. All right, well, guys, I guess this is as far as I'm going to go with this. I'll probably post up the song on my SoundCloud or something later. And otherwise, I'd say, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.